Hey guys, I know it's been a while, it's just I've been busy with stuff, but I'm back and now I'm here to tell you guys everything I've been up to recently. But first, I just want to come back and relax and just tell you guys a little bit of a story that happened quite a while ago. It still happened this year, well, at least I think this year, depending on when I post this video, but it happened pretty recently. So, the story starts a while ago, and it has to relate to something that we've all experienced before, being forced to read in school. I mean, I know a lot of us do like to read, but for me, reading has just never been my thing. I've read some magazines, maybe some manga here or two, but I never read really a book, I never been interested in reading like series like Harry Potter or Percy Jackson and stuff like that. I know they just never been my thing. However, there was one moment in my childhood where everything changed. Basically, I was just bored and looking for a book to read around 6th grade, I think, and I found this book with a peculiar cover. At the time, I remembered it being yellow with a giant crocodile at the front cover, and the words going along the lines of some sort of Dr. Seuss type of rhyme that included the word crocodile in it. And while the book seemed pretty unassuming, it was actually very, very good. Like, honestly, like probably one of the best books I've read. And to this day, it's probably the closest I've ever gotten to being very, very into reading. Like, I do wish I could read more now, but I guess there's just a lot more distractions, like the internet, those darn phones, all that stuff, it's just kind of distracting and preventing you from doing what you actually want to. Or you could just use that as an excuse to slack off and not actually do your goals, but to each their own. But at the time for me, it was a very important book. It was entertaining, it was filled with mystery and intrigue. It was just everything you ever wanted. And to this day, if you were to ask me what book I would read, I would obviously choose mystery. Or sci-fi, I'm kind of into that as well. But mystery was the big thing. However, as I kept reading, I kept getting more invested and trying to guess what happened next. But after I finished the book and everything was settled, the dust has cleared, I returned it and never thought about it again. And that is probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. However, that wasn't the last time I would think about that book. Fast forward a couple years later, and the thought of the book crosses my mind again. I don't know the situation, but I'm just bored on my computer and I was thinking, remember that book that you read many years ago that you really liked? Yeah? Let's go find it. And alas, I found nothing. Nothing interesting, nothing intriguing. I kept looking and looking and looking. I even checked in my school website. I checked basically every nook and cranny. Didn't find anything that related to what I was actually looking for. I even went on different forums, asking around, trying to see if anyone has recognized it or heard of something similar to this. But I didn't find anything that was even remotely close to what I was looking for. I was even questioning if this book was even real. It felt real to me. It felt really interesting to me, and I felt like, if anything else, I need to have this book in my hands. So, as a last-ditch effort in my last year of high school, I made the final attempt to find the book. This was special because after high school, our school accounts get closed, so we're not able to go back. So this was now or never. And I did absolutely nothing. I think a part of it was just laziness, or just I was focused on other things, but I never actually fell through with finding that book after all. I did ask my teacher if they still had access to our checkout history. Maybe I can try that, but I didn't bother to dig deep into it. However, I was still longing to find this book, and I still hoped that at least one day I'll finally have it in my hands. Until, fast forward a little bit until we reach this year, some point earlier in this year. Me and my two stupid friends were just chilling playing Minecraft, until the discussion turned to books. We're talking about Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, things like that, and none of us have been really interested in reading. And out of nowhere, one of my friends brings up this book that he's read many years ago. And this book was very important because my friend is an artist and inspired him to draw. And eventually we went out looking for that book, and somehow, some way, we were able to find it. And then I realized that was my chance. I brought up the book that I've been looking for all this time, for all these years. And we set out to look for it. We cut the game and dug through the deepest depths of the internet. We found many contenders, some by Roald Dahl and some weird mystery combo thing. And we always hit a dead end no matter where we looked, no matter where we searched. And honestly, at that moment, I felt that I would be at my deathbed not knowing the name of this book. Until this happened. This popped up when my friend searched up Australia in my old school search engine. For lack of better terms, I was flabbergasted. I immediately recognized the description, and I was even questioning if this was right because the cover looked nothing like how I remembered it. And then I went online and I found this. This was it. For some reason, my brain misconstrued the memory and assumed it was yellow instead of blue, but I 110% knew that this was it. This was the book I've been looking for all this time. And with that knowledge, I purchased it. I started reading it. And honestly, I'm so glad I stayed up to 2 a.m. looking for a dumb book that I haven't found in a long time. It's honestly very refreshing to finally find it and finally have it in my hands, and honestly really glad. So if you guys get anything out of this video, if there's something you guys are looking for, go for it. Never stop trying and you'll eventually find it. And maybe this video inspires you to go out and read a book or two. But anyways, like and sub, enjoy the video, and hopefully I'll get some more coming in soon. Later. Backseat drivers, am I right?